And for our first review, we got... Wait, something's wrong! And for our first CD review of this week, we have In Flames' Reroute to Remain. Now, this album for me is what I believe started the new direction that In Flames would be taking with their sound. You have songs that are pretty much just focused on acoustic guitars, a lot of more clear, clean singing, a lot of more, say, pop metal sound to it. I mean, it has some pretty good songs. Some of my favorite ones are Trigger. Another one would be, say, Dismiss the Cynics, or Like It, Free Fall. A lot of good songs, but it's a lot more pop sounding than what they were used, or what they used to be doing.
Yeah, it's definitely a different sound for In Flames. It's not as heavy as previous albums. Clayman also was a big shift in what they were doing for their previous albums. But yeah, I agree with you that the change in sound is more noticeable in Root to Remain. Definitely, it's the threshold to where they've been playing in the latest albums. But I mean, I like Root to Remain. I think it's one of my favorite albums for In Flames, second only to Clayman. But I can't say I like the newer sound. Sorry, I don't really like it. I think the problems within the band have been showing. I mean, especially Jesper Stromlet's addiction had problems with alcohol. I think has marked the way that the albums have been sounding. I think the newer albums can have some different sound now that the guy from Engel is playing guitars with George a lot. I also think that Root to Remain has a lot of really, really good songs like Dawn of a New Day. Free Fall is a very good song, as you said. Trigger is very good. What's this called? Cloud Connected, one of my favorite songs from In Flame, is very, very good. It's a very long album, which I think you have to, listen to the whole thing. You can't just listen to songs. For the first time, you have to get the sense of the whole album, and then you can start picking up the favorites and the ones you want to hear to, the ones you want to listen to. But for me, it's the last good In Flames album. Starting from Root to Remain, all you have for me is just some good songs like Clarity, actually. No, what is this acoustic song in Clarity? I can't remember the song of it, but they made a video, a very good video. And this other song, which I like from Sunday to Escape, which also had a video, very good song. But The Quiet Place, very good song, very good video. But I think those are just, away from, they're specially made for to be hits, which I think it's very important. In Flames was always known for having complete albums, not just, songs.
I think that's kind of an interesting point you say, because at least for me, what is, say, Root to Remain, Come Clarity, and Soundtrack to Escape, they all sound the same. I really don't notice a change of either production, either a change of sound, whether it is on the guitars, on the drums, on the vocals. All those three albums for me are interchangeable, the songs. I mean, I could very easily fit one of the songs from Root and throw it into Soundtrack, and it would be the same thing. It would sound the same.
I think that's also one of the points that many people have been making, that the last albums are really boring in comparison to the other albums, which you can, see a difference. I mean, the difference between Clayman and Root to Remain was that Clayman was a heavy album, a lot of interchanging with clean and harsh vocals, and Root to Remain had a lot of electronics mixed in them, and it was a very different sound. And the last three albums, like you've been saying, are the same thing. They're like cookie cut, It's like the same thing, no changes, no difference. And for me, that's something I expect from my bands, that for them to have a different sound, recognizable sound between each of them.
I don't know, for me an exception would be the last one, A Sense of Purpose. I actually think it kind of broke from that monotony, in that it was a bit more muscular, more brutal, it had more punch to it. It still has the same, say, formula applied, but the guitars sound more muscular, even the drums. So maybe they're trying to shift, maybe with Jesper leaving, we're gonna see a bigger shift. I don't know, but for what is Reroute and the two albums following it, I think they sound exactly the same. Focusing on this album, I think it has a really good production. I think the drums sound kind of weird. I noticed that the snare sounds kind of too, I don't know, boomy. It sounds kind of weird. I'm not a big fan of that sounding snare. but I think it has pretty good production. Guitars, as usual with In Flames, are just screaming in there. Anders Norsten vocals, pretty good, pretty good layered, pretty good for versatility.
Well, overall, how would you rank it?
Numerically,
Yeah, 1 to 10.
8.1
Yeah, I think an 8 is about right for the album.
tops. I wouldn't give it above an 8.
I think Clayman deserved a better. The last album by Clayman would be the 9.
Nah, I don't know.
You have to listen to it. And for that review, we're going to be talking about one of the greatest albums of 2008, Dark Tranquillity's Fiction, one of the best albums that came out in 2008. God, I love this album. It has great, really, really great songs. You know, they did some melodic songs. They brought back the clean vocal by Michael Stan. They brought in the singer for Theater of Tragedy. God, what a great album! I mean, from the very beginning, from Nothing to No One, from the Mundane and the Magic, you know, the Lesser Fate, everything in this album was, oh my God, great! I mean, I went to see them on that tour. I jumped on stage. I tackled Michael Stan. Michael, if you see this, it was me. I'm so sorry. God, you were so good at that album, that concert. I mean, what could have gone wrong with that album? Nothing, because it's a perfect album by Dark Tranquillity. No?
Yeah, it is a great album. I have to agree with you. It's a great album. It marks a return to a sound. And it's something, it has really good tracks in it. I mean, it has Terminus. I really like that track. It has Focus Shift. It has Inside the Particle Storm. A lot of the, say, modern catchy tunes of Dark Tranquillity come from that album, maybe except for Lost to Apathy. All the other catchy ones come from this album.
Yeah.
It has, as usual with Dark Tranquillity, it has really good production, really screaming guitars. Michael Stan, as good as always. A lot of more clean vocals, which I gotta say I really like. Except for The Mundane and the Magic. I hate that track. For me, it's extremely boring. It's nothing happens. It doesn't have
one of the best songs
of
of
energy.
the album.
It doesn't have anything. For me, it's just lame.
One of the best songs
even
of the
though they
album,
had a guest
best Dark
singing,
Tranquillity songs, and you don't
no,
like
it's lame. It's kind of with what's it called? The Ivory something. I remember from 4 tracks previous. Also, an extremely lame track. I don't find anything interesting with it, but a lot of people like it. I don't know why. But focusing on this album, it's clearly an album that served as inspiration for a lot of people. It provides a really good idea of what melodic death metal is.
Yes.
It works really good as a staple, and it combines really, say, the aggressiveness of the death metal with the say more melodic oriented that you should have in the melodic death metal bands. I think it's a really good proportion of both.
And you see why I can get behind In Flames, Come Clarity. They came out at the same time, and while In Flames made Come Clarity, Dark Tranquillity made this great melodic death album. This is, I mean, how can you not like the Mundane and the Magic? I know you don't like gothic stuff. You suck. Whatever. But I mean, you still have good stuff like
It's
Inside
not
the
related
Particle
to
Storm.
gothic. It's just a boring track.
It's a very good song.
It's
It's a very
boring.
good. I mean, well, the whole album is really great. I mean, Inside the Particle Storm, which once again gives us lyrics done by guitarist Niklas Sundin, and you know, image designer Niklas Sundin. I mean,
No, it's a really good
everything
track.
is great about this album. And if you were lucky enough, like me, to check out the bonus tracks for different editions, like Winter Triangle, which is a very calm song, almost ambient song without any vocals, and you know, a lot of the bonus tracks fit really well. It's a shame that you can only get them by special editions of the album, or the tour edition of the album, which was the one that had a lot of extras. I mean, 9 out of 10, possibly a 10. I
Nah.
think there was another album in 2008 that was really, I think, a bit better than Dark Tranquillity's, but overall I think it was one of the top albums of 2008 for me.
No. If it's if we're talking about melodic death metal, I think it's certainly above a 9. If we're talking about everything metal, I would give it, say, an 8.7, 8.8. I don't think it would go above a 9.
Yeah, if it's not Porcupine Tree, it's not about a 9, right?
If it's not
Gotcha.
It doesn't put out that much. It's not related to Porcupine Tree or Opeth or the whole progressive scenery. It's just that it blends ingredients really well. But that's all it does. It doesn't have a flow. It doesn't have all the changes. Maybe you get the really big change with the Mundane and Magic, but it's a terribly boring track. So I don't think if you should even mention it. But it flows well within itself. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that it doesn't have those changes. You can't compare it to others. It's just I don't know. I don't think it would go above a 9.
I think you're listening to another album, but okay, that's okay. That's your take on it. I mean, Dark Tranquility, guys, go check it out. Picture was incredible.
Mm-hmm. No, and I mean, I gotta say, I love Dark Tranquility. I actually was starting a Dark Tranquility cover band because I really like him, but the album as itself, I don't think it goes above a 9.
And that's all for us this week, guys. Thank you for staying with us, and be back next week. I'm not gonna be here because I'm gonna be going to Mexico the F to watch the great Catatonia live. So we're gonna have a guest speaker instead of me here with Hector. But don't worry, I'll still be working with you. I'll be working for you to take pictures, hopefully with the guys, and maybe some videos for you to see. Because Catatonia live is gonna rock. I'm pretty sure of that. Be prepared for a special report on that gig.
You better take notes because we want a comprehensive report on it. Also,
Aye,
guys, make sure to check out our Facebook page. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel. Send us an email, theweeklymetaldose@gmail.com. Anything, any questions, any commentaries, any whatsoever, we are here for you. We do this out of just say love for the music. We're not gaining anything. We're not getting anything. So so anything you got, please send it our way. We'll do our best to answer you back as quickly as possible. So thank you very much. This is it for this week. We'll catch you guys next week.
Rock on!